Alright everybody, tonight I'm going to make a video on how to fix and successfully repair Cfmoto 650 NK-TK ECU. So when you turn it on, after it's dead there's no fuel pump prime. There's a few things you got to look for. After spending about 6 hours cleaning it, power coming in there through that little black box, 3 capacitors. That capacitor was dead, that one was okay, that one was pretty average. And what happens, that capacitor down there is linked to what they call a voltage regulator. Power in through that one, power out through that one, and it's earthed onto the circuit board. So I'll show you what it looks like. The original one is that little thing over there. Luckily I've had another ECU come to the party. So this is a dead one, completely dead. I've rocked some bits off it that I've damaged when cleaning it, because this is what it's put in, rubber. It's joyful rubbery stuff. Use heat with a flamethrower, one of these, to warm the back of it up after cleaning and cutting neatly all around the edges with a Stanley knife. Warm it up and you burn it out. It eventually peels out like that. Then you use a Stanley knife, and it took me about 4 hours to clean this up. So here we are. This is so you can get these capacitors. I'll see if I can find out what numbers they were, if I remember correctly. I'll put them in the description, or take a screenshot when I point it out to you. And that little regulator is called a V2. What is it? Something like that, a V24 something or other. I'll write that down too for you. But I finally went and I found the part number 2710024 for the Element 14 website. It's a 5 volt, 0.4 amp. This is made for automotive applications, but that one is a little bit smaller. This is the factory one. And what happens is, when those capacitors, the one that runs on the opposite side, because these are the factory ones, that one, so that's the factory one, that's the top one, and these two, once it's like that, when they blow, one of them blows that. So if you've got someone that's handy with microelectronics, I'm only a mechanic by trade, but I managed to play around. Like I said, it's probably got 14 hours into this. So note, you've got a 470, 16 volt, 220, 50 volt, 220, 50 volt. These are measured in microfarads, whatever they call. That one's a little bit squiff because I knocked it off, so I had to resolder it. A few of these diodes. Be careful of these, they break off or you knock them. That little diode there, I had to resolder and steal from the other ECU. I was quite lucky. But after lots and lots of playing around, see if I can do this with one hand. Might just swap hands here for a sec. So you got battery voltage in, battery voltage in. Other side is an earth. Do not get these crossed over. Now what you do, excuse the hand shaking. You got battery voltage in, and this one over here, if you've replaced those 3 capacitors and you've got 0 volts out, as you can see. Oh, I don't know how that's going to work. It's flipped over. 5 volts there. That one there. Battery voltage, because it's controlled by that. Everything else in here looks alright. I blew a couple of fuses, so that's actually meant to be a 7.5 amp, which is that one there. But I put a 10 amp in there, it's not a problem. So after I replaced the capacitors, those 3 things there, I then noticed I had a fuel pump prime, but no start, and now my battery's flat. Kid's sleeping, so I won't wake her up. There you have it. If you have any questions, flick me a message. That is a lot bigger than the original one, but it's the only one that I could find. There you have it. Cfmoto 650 NK TK Ducati ECU repair, found in approximately 2013 to 2015 build models.